Hi everybody. I'm back again, and boy, it looks like crude oil is back again too. It sure has had some nice trades here for us. So let's take a look at this. Has anybody been using this chart to trade with? I think Philip had a great idea about using this chart for the spreads. I like that idea a lot, and I'm going to start looking at those a little closer too, because now that we're past the summertime ho-hums, when we get these nice trends, there are some nice spreads that we can take advantage of too. So if you haven't looked at the Apex website about the spreads that are available on the Nadex platform, you might want to do that, because especially if you're a beginning trader, because there's not a lot of risk with those, and if you learn how to use them, you can collect a few dollars every day without a great deal of risk. But anyway, I noticed on we left off about noon over here, and all of a sudden crude oil started painting these little bunchy apexes, and those are, I just don't like those, because they indicate a lot of indecision right there. But below, when it does that, and it's below settlement, which it was when these happened, it if it can get in a northbound direction here, it will likely go to settlement. And Daryl keeps reminding us all from time to time that into the close, most markets try to go back toward settlement anyway, and that's certainly been the case today. It even went well beyond that. So if you notice, the EMA kind of pointed the way, and while I don't like this, and I don't like the time of day in here, this certainly could have been a good trade from this red ice line up to the magnet, or if you were brave and you wanted to trail your stop along until you got an indication that you should get out of it. And so anyway, this takes a little getting used to, because it is a little bit different. But if you were looking for another entry, not only do you have a green E right here, you have a green MVP arrow right. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my pointer. You have a green MVP arrow right here. So this is telling you this is also this MVP arrow right here, and the MVP rules tell us that taking an entry 2 ticks above the trigger bar on that is a valid entry. But what I like here is, especially with the volatility that crude oil has seen of late, you've got this, it seems to want to go northbound. You've got these red candles in here that are telling you that, nah, I don't know if it's really going to do that or not. Then once it gets pointed in the direction, you still have a chop warning with this orange one right here. So clearing that, if you took this from this magnet, or on the theory that this was a green candle, which you may not know until it's fully formed. Remember, these candles will always retrace, and so you've got an opportunity to get in. It might be 3 or 4 ticks away from that, but you do have an opportunity to get in and take that at least to settlement right here. Then if you had done that, all this bunch of stuff in here is nothing more nor less than an enormous amount of chop. But what I like about this is it is so obvious this is chop. For me, when it starts forming these bunchy little red apexes here, I'm just not a fan of that at all. But it chops all around settlement and all around this mid ice line. And then all of a sudden, it took off right here. So when it is above your EMA and you have green candles, you can take that. But I want to point something out to you that I'm not sure if this works on other markets. People that trade other things can probably tell us a little better. Sorry, my mic just slipped away here. But notice how these bands, I don't know what bands these are, but when they're nice and wide, it seems like there's some space for this to run, but as this band closes till it's almost non-existent, you can expect a reversal somewhere soon, because unless this thing is really wide, like it is back in this area and on these really good runs, see if I can find one for you earlier. See, there's some space between these, but as they get skinnier, it seems like that's an early warning that once it turns into that non-existent, I'm getting a new headset tomorrow, I promise. Once it gets into this business where it forms just one single line, it seems to me that it's telling us that that's fair warning that it may be running out of steam. So see if other people, I'm just pointing that out, see if other people notice that also. But it's real easy to see. Anytime on the 30-minute you get one of these real tall candles, that is almost never going to be all by itself. And this is very unusual up here. When there are two and they both top out right at the same point. Usually there's a wick on something up here. But when you get these tall 30-minute candles, there's some serious movement coming in this. Look at the volume. The volume today, I cannot get over this volume. There's almost 640,000 contracts in play right now. And that will cause the market to move. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to the time and sales, but this has been coming through with some, for what we've seen over the last 2-3 months, a considerable difference. There's the normal, 5s and 6s and what have you, but we've seen some blocks of 28 and 37s and 48 and what have you coming through here. So that will also cause, it's a good idea to keep this. And if this is new to you, if you right click on it, you can go to instruments, you can go to properties, and mine took off to another monitor. You can go to properties, set this block alert on crude oil about 20. If you're trading the ES, it's going to be considerably higher than that, because you see block trades come through the ES of 125 and 140. That's some serious money. But I have the size filter on mine at 5 because I don't care about the little onesies and the twosies and all the little people like us, because we're not high frequency traders with enormously deep pockets. So the VIX, that's a good question. We've been watching this VIX pretty closely for the last couple weeks, and it's backed off a little bit, but not enough to say it's going to turn back down. It's trading right now at about 27.82. So it was at little above 30, 31. We'll see what this is, but the VIX is in a very tight range, and it shows no inclination it might want to go south. And I know somebody put a note in here about the options, and boy, the options traders are thrilled with this high of a VIX. They have opportunities in lots of places. The 6J, the Japanese yen, has been pretty range bound all day, and so is the euro. It's almost like they have an expectation of something to come, but there is money apparently departing bonds right now, so we'll see what happens with that. It looks like bonds might continue to go down a little bit tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see. The Canadian dollar has hit a low point today, and it's coming back up, and it certainly is bringing crude oil with it. So those are some correlation things. The grains had they had a real bad morning and sold off, and they're starting to come back a little bit too. So that's about it. Oh, I wanted to point out to you too, Brent, because Brent leads West Texas, and it went down and hit a low today of 47.73, and it's up to about 50 right now, and that's a good sign for crude oil, hopefully in a bit of a recovery, but we'll have to see what happens here. If you've noticed, these indices have sold off going into the close for the last couple days, so Friday is going to be very interesting, and you might want to circle on your calendar a day we'll be really aware of what's going on, and that is the 18th, the third Friday of September. This is that's normally U.S. options are expiring right in there Thursday and Friday, and a lot of money gets repositioned, and that includes crude oil and the indices. And this is also what's called triple witching, which happens on the third Friday of every quarter, and that's when these futures options expire also, and the options and the futures all roll. So we have lots of busy things this month, and we'll try to keep ourselves posted and aware of what's going on in a timely fashion. So if anybody comes up with anything, by all means, don't hesitate to let us all know. We got plenty of eyes to be watching things. So hopefully you will get an idea of how to use this this newer chart. It's real new to me. So far I like it, but I can sure see how it would help in chop to keep you out. And I think no trade is sometimes a really good position to take. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. This has been my view from my world in Apex land. See you tomorrow morning.